What's up, guys? We got an Audi A6 2.0 Quattro turbo powered. So we're doing the rear brake pad. It got sensor inside. This is electric caliper. So you guys gonna see this video how I don't got this in any service mode, okay? I just got the brake off, meaning I'm able to spin the caliper. Brake rotor, it's not gripped on, it's kind of released. That way we can pull the caliper off. What we're gonna do here is a lot of steps over here. First of all, the sensor, just pull this baby out. So the sensor comes out just like that, and what we're gonna do is so these things just twist off. You see how this twists off, but you can squeeze that tab and get that off. So we can probably most likely reuse this sensor right here, and it has a little metal thing in there. Make sure you don't lose that. But with the caliper, what you want to do is, I like to use this pick. I like to go behind this, and I want to remove this connector. This connector comes off really easy. So those two things out of my way, okay? We're gonna remove this. We're gonna remove this. The caliper's gonna come off. We're gonna take off the Allen keys off, the torque keys off this actuator. We're gonna compress the caliper. We're gonna change the pads and rotors all together. Okay, so you guys will see a lot of my tools. So this is a 13mm. This is kind of gonna block my view here, but that's fine. 13mm over here, and there's another 13mm in the bottom. Same one, it's a letter pin. Bolt. There you go. Usually this will spin with it. If it does, just hold it with the vice grip. And I have the vice grip ready here, but it kind of spun on its own. Good. I'm gonna do the bottom one over here too. There you go. Perfect. So both of these came out pretty easy. So I'm taking on both at the same time. You know what? Let's come on this side. It's better so we can see the inside of this caliper. There you go. That's even better. So both of these bolts come off. That's what I did. Just turn both of these. Put them away. Our caliper should come out. If you got your parking brake on, it's not gonna release that easy. So what we're gonna do here is, just want to pay attention to my harness there. Okay, I'm gonna have to kind of get a fork or something to push this out. So what I'm gonna do here is, I'm gonna use one of my tools here that I have here. So just get that caliper out of there. So that's out. Next, we're gonna put the caliper up here, because we're gonna work on it just like that. Okay, there it is. I want to remove both of these Allens of this actuator here. So get yourself a correct size. I stuck a little piece of paper there because it wasn't staying in there, so I can't get you the size. But at the end of the video, I will try to get you the size. One on the opposite side, exactly from here to here. And this baby comes out. So two of these. Next step, we're gonna come a little bit this way. A little bit this way, and we're gonna bring our light here also. Now what we're gonna do here is try not to put too much pressure on this brake line, and just kind of get this actuator out just like that. That's how that baby comes out. Now we're gonna compress this. So let me get some tools. Some tools that you're gonna need is a compress tool. I got this handheld grip compress tool here, and in the back of it, you're gonna get yourself a flathead screwdriver. You're gonna turn. If you turn this way, it's gonna probably push that piston out. So turn the way it goes in, squeeze and turn at the same time, and that's how that will go in. So this is how you're gonna compress this piston on this Audi A6. So any other Audi, Volkswagen, if you got electric power brake, it's the same procedure, okay? I do it this way, or every single car. I even did Audi, I even did Range Rover, Mercedes, Jaguar. I did them all just this way, and the caliper is to the end. There we have it. I just want to put this in there so we can have a thumbnail a photo chance to take the thumbnail. So that's that comes out. So I'm gonna kind of put this back in together. So what you want to do now is make sure you get it back in the same spot. Okay, we drop this little guy. This little guy goes on the bracket on back of this. So next step is, I just want to get this back how it was, so same direction, and make sure if you want to put a little bit of oil on that seal, that's even better idea. But let's come this way so we can see better, and I could have a better angle. Okay, So a little bit of oil on this would be a great idea. WD-40, whatever you like. And something's blocking, that wire was blocking me. So you can kind of twist it and turn it. So I'm gonna have to kind of get the camera out of the way because everything's on my way here. Let me just work with it for a second. Right over here. Okay, I don't want nothing. This harness is on my way back here, so be careful with that. Make sure it's not pinched. This thing should kind of go in super easy, okay? I do have pain in my arm. It should be flush like that, just like that. Now we're gonna come back this way. That way the camera has a better angle than me. Okay, so next step here is make sure you get both of these torques in and pay attention to your harness on the other side. Make sure the harness is not pinched in, okay? Because if you pinch the harness, it will kind of snap it off of you. Okay, there you go. And bada bing, bada boom. So this thing is in. So if you just need help compressing the caliper, make sure when you put the connector in, make sure it clicks, okay? Because if you leave it loose, you're gonna have all kinds of parking brake lights in the dash, which is not gonna be a good idea. So make sure none of the wires are pinched in. Perfect, good. We're gonna move on to doing the rest of the brake job. So I'm gonna take out this brake pad. Okay, this is one, and I'm gonna get the inside too. So in back of the bracket, there's two 18mm bolts, which are bullshit to get off. But I got a little trick of my own on that. So there's gonna be nowhere for me to put this. There's nowhere it's gonna magnetize anywhere. So I got my trick up under my sleeve for that. So let's see if I can manage to do something with my light here. Let me get the tools. Two bolts on the brackets are like really bitchy to get off. So what I do is I put a wrench here and then I kind of hammer it to break the grip loose. I'm gonna have to get the camera out of the way and get that off. So use a wrench that you don't need. So guys, give me a moment and then I'm gonna use I gotta kind of hammer it, but I'm gonna bang the camera off. So you can see I pre-loosened all these. It's all up to you what you want to call them, but there's just no space back here for the camera and nothing to magnetize my light to, because everything is freaking plastic or carbon fiber on these. So I'm gonna get both of these bolts out. So I had to hammer them, and you can get a long extension and reach from way back there, but it's all up to you what you have. I have tools, but the thing is, recording it on camera is just a different story. And plus I got pain in my arm, so I'm trying to take it easy. Okay, we got that bolt out. That's what it looked like. Got one more to go here. The problem here is they put thread lock on all of these. There you go. Okay, so our bracket caliper should come off. Next story, we're gonna have to take out that little guy right there. But what I like to do is I like to move this rotor to the opposite side, because I'm gonna bang right over here. What that's gonna do is it's gonna kind of cross impact it, and then this baby should come right out just like that. So next step, oh, it should come off. There you go. I ain't grabbing that shit in my hand. So we're gonna get a wire brush and clean this up. So I like to clean the hub. You don't want any buildup back here, because if your rotor sits crooked, everything will sit crooked, okay? That means your brakes will act like they're warped. So make sure this is clean, the hub is clean. And little bit of parts cleaner, spray that on, just like that. I'll go get some lube now. Okay, I like to put a little bit of lube around the hub, nothing crazy, just a light amount. You don't want to put too thick because it will not compress. We'll try to squeeze out of there, but that's that. Okay, while we at it, I like to use the old hardware. I'm a fan of that, but you do need to clean them, okay? Be careful using masks because it brake dust, okay? That's all you need to do there. Some more of this part cleaner. Give it a moment. Once it dries up, I like to put a little bit of greasing here, and also check your sliders, okay? By sliders, I mean these pins. They should be nice and free. Move them, grease them. That's something you're not gonna see me do, so you do gotta grease the inside. Clean the old grease up, put new grease on it. But if it's fine, then it's fine. If it's rough, then you're gonna have to kind of work with that. Okay, time to get the rotor. So here's a rotor. The rotor needs to be some mess over here. Engine area. Needs to be cleaned with the same parts cleaner because it has oil on it. If you don't do that, your brakes are gonna be slipping and you're gonna hit the wall. Give it a good coatings. You're gonna do 2 times, 3 times cleaning. It's all up to you. One is just fine. This don't even have that much oil. That must have been cheap with oil. But that's that. Time for this baby to go on the car. Okay, it's a hell of a noise. Trucks are outside. Busy intersection. Okay, so your rotor goes on just like that. Something is wrong here. Okay, it just wasn't going in properly. But there it is. Where's my little tiny screw? Make sure you put that in. If this screw broke, it's not necessary. Something that's very, it's not that serious. If you lost it, you broke it, all it does is holds the rotor in place for you. Other than that, it's just trouble. There it is. We're gonna hand tighten it. Perfect. Next step, we're gonna move this way. And it's time for us to put the freaking bracket back on. Thirsty. So make sure you catch the threads properly before you tighten it. You're not gonna see me tighten these, but make sure you tighten these, okay? Don't be a fool that you didn't see me, you're not gonna do it. You gotta freaking do it, okay? Because I can't show you nothing back there, guys. Nothing for me to show you there. Okay, so I'm gonna get off the camera. I'm gonna snug these and lock these up, and then we'll come back and finish out the job. So we'll be right back. This will be nice and tight by the time we come back, so make sure you tighten both of these bolts back here for the bracket. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. It's time for us to put the brake pads in. So same way I'm gonna show you, this has slots in it. So that's where your brake sensor goes in. And okay, I was gonna put it the wrong way. So the same way I'm doing this is the same way the inner brake pad goes in. The inner might be a little bit easier because, come on. Because you don't have this portion in the back. And this should go in nice and easy. There's so much noise outside. These guys, I don't know, they cut the street every week. Okay, it's time for us to put the caliper in. That goes in right there. Remember, there was a small little bracket that went over here. That's got to go back in its spot. Okay, let me lift up the camera a bit. So I was showing this little metal plate here, and then the bolt goes through it. And these get tightened by 13 millimeter. So pretty much we use 18 millimeter, 13 millimeter. We use a torque. I'm gonna just look at it right now and show you guys what's the size on that. But let me finish my tightening, and we're gonna install the sensors and everything. There you go. So just want to show a few things as we go along, but the camera needs to aim up there. Okay, so this little wire, remember, it goes in like that. This is a sensor cable. So if you want to change the sensor, you're gonna have to kind of squeeze this tab and get that sensor out of there. But if your sensor's still good, you can still live with it. Make sure this twist is on, and there's like a little slot hole back here. It snaps into, so it doesn't move anymore. So that's that. Make sure your connector here, pay attention to this. This is the connector for the brake here. I'm gonna pick up my camera because this is something that you guys gotta see. So make sure this little guy right here, it clicks. You hear that? Try to pull it out, it shouldn't come out, because if you leave that loose, you're gonna have all kinds of lights in the dash, and you don't want that. So your sensor, there's a little metal plate in there, make sure that's in there. And this sensor, I think the brakes this guy buy is wrong. Yeah, the sensor doesn't even fit in there. So everything is done. Make sure your sensor has a slot to go into. But that's that. So anyways, thank you for watching my video. So this is the difference in the brake pads. You see this? This freaking brake pads are wrong too. And this is where it's supposed to be at, like this right here. You see this? This is work of art what people do. He bought some wrong shits in here. So I gotta leave that there. Anyways, thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. See you guys on the next one. So one final step once you're done. Well, you need to calibrate the rear brakes. So first, before you do anything, pump the brakes several times. Okay. After that, do not press the brake pedal. Just put the car in accessory. Push that button twice. And what we're gonna do is, we're gonna put the rear brake on. You will hear a lot of noises in the back. So, oh my God. Okay, I want to turn it off, on, off, on, and that's it. Now if I turn, I'm gonna start up the engine. We should not have this brake light. See, there's two brake lights. One was because of the sensors, and the other one I might have to reset. That might be for the brake sensors, but that's what it is. Thank you for watching my video. I'm not satisfied with that light there. That's for the sensors. So thank you for watching my video. We did change the front one, but the back one, I don't know why. I'm not sure. We're gonna have to scan this car.